just come back from the pet shop and I brought some bird seeds for the birds. Now I usually use wild bird seeds, but this time I'm going to use sunflower hearts, which are these ones here, nice and clean. Sunflower hearts, crushed nuts, peanuts. Now don't use the human consumption peanuts, otherwise they get poisoned. Get the peanuts from the pet shop. Another bag of sunflower hearts, nice and clean, which the birds love. Some fat balls for the blue tits. It's not a bad price, £1.50 for I think 6. And a suet, £1.60, which the variety of birds would love, especially woodpeckers. Now and then I get woodpeckers in the garden. Here is the wild bird mix that I was using, which some birds liked it, some birds didn't, and they were picking and choosing which one they liked, and the rest they were throwing it onto the ground, and that would attract feral pigeons, rats, mice. So I'm going to stop using that because it's a waste of time. Some birds love it, some birds don't. It's almost end of August 2026, and we haven't had rain for quite a long time. We still got a hosepipe ban. As you can see, the grass is looking, or the lawn looking a bit sorry for itself, and the plants are feeling the effect as well because they're not getting as much water as they should do, and some of them already start pulling them out. As you can see here, I've started to clear it out. Still got a little gherkin here, which I should pull it out in the next couple of weeks. Tomatoes aren't doing all that well. The melons are a bit slow. I should water them today. But this video is not about gardening. It's about birds. Even the starlings hasn't been coming into the garden to eat the grapes. And on purposely I stopped feeding the birds about 2 weeks ago because I was getting feral pigeons, and what I've done, I put CD discs, and that stopped them. I haven't seen a feral pigeon in the garden for nearly 3 weeks. And what I've done as well, I put a copper pipe in there and coins, and that's kept the water clean. Usually I clean this every 3-4 days. It goes real green if you look at my previous videos, but that's been like that nearly 10 days, almost 10 days. It's clean. Because the CDs, what they do, as you can see, the reflection scares them. It's like a disco. And I put a couple underneath the feeder as well. And on purposely I didn't put any food out to stop them coming into the garden. So I'm going to fill them up, but I'm going to do a test as well to see which seeds the birds like. And I found sunflower hearts and crushed peanuts. They prefer that. That Niger seed's been in there nearly, what, 4 or 5 weeks, and they haven't touched it. But usually that would be gone within about a week or so. So I should go and fill up 2 to 3 feeders with a variety of seeds and see if I can attract the birds back into the garden. As you would see in my previous videos, the feeders was constantly getting birds on there. Blue tits, sparrows, greenfinches, goldfinches, chaffinches, but last 2-3 days I haven't seen any birds whatsoever. So let's put some seeds up and start bringing the little birds back into the garden. washed that one and I put it out here to dry. And there's another two which I done a couple of days ago. I washed it, let it dry. So now I'm going to put the seeds in them, different seeds, and start getting the birds back into the garden. I'll keep the bird seeds in this dustbin. Stop the mice and rats. Come in, because if you haven't got a secure place, the mice and the rats can come in there and start eating the seeds. So what I've done this, well, I got this black bin with a lid, and I'll shut it firmly. Let's see what we got. I still have some wild bird seeds left over, but I'm going to keep them as an emergency, because I don't want any bird seeds that I buy to be wasted. As I said earlier on, the wild bird seeds, they pick and choose which one they want, and the rest they throw it into the ground, and that would attract mice, rats, feral pigeons, all sorts of unwanted creatures into the garden. So I'm going to put them to one side as an emergency, and use seeds that is not going to be wasted. Right, it's all set now. I've got the fat balls, suet, sunflower hearts, crushed peanuts, and I left the Nigel seed in there for the goldfinches. And I put some fresh water in here as well. Every 3 days I change the water. And this one here, just in case they drop any seeds, that would drop in there, as you can see, where they keep dropping the seeds that they don't like. And luckily they're not germinating, and that's what attracts the feral pigeons, wood pigeons, doves, possibly mice, or it could even attract rats, and I don't want any of them in the garden. And I left the CD on there so that the feral pigeons don't come down there. Now I'm still going to leave the CDs on here. All I want is the little birds in the garden, which I sit there, I sit over there with a nice cup of coffee and watch them. and I've set up the trail camera. Now if anybody wants to eliminate the wind noise on their trail camera, what I've done is I've taken a microphone buffer, and there's a little hole just underneath that, and I've covered it with this. And it reduces the wind noise. It doesn't reduce it completely, but it reduces about 85%. Right, I'm going to go and make a nice cup of coffee and sit there and see if the little birds come back, because I haven't seen them for 2 or 3 days. On purposely, I didn't put any feed out there to get rid of the feral pigeons, and I haven't seen any feral pigeons for nearly 3 weeks, just over 3 weeks since I put the CDs. So if anybody wants to get rid of feral pigeons in the garden, I suggest you hang up your CDs, because what happens is not only the CDs distracts them when they're spinning around, as you can see the reflection, see, that distracts them as well. And let's see what I attract this time with a suet and a fat bowl. Time is 5:22. Turn the fountain on for the water to circulate so it doesn't get stagnated. And let's see how long it takes for the first customer to come to the all-you-can-eat buffet restaurant. It's just over an hour since I put up a fresh bird seeds up, which I left it empty for a few days because of the feral pigeons, and I put the discs up, and there hasn't been no activity over an hour. But I'm not worried about that, because it takes about a day or so for them to get to know there's food out here. But for me, it's very unusual not to even hear a bird sound. There were all these trees around, and if you watch my previous videos, I always got birds singing in the garden. Blackbirds, robins, blue tits, goldfinches, greenfinches. Very unusual. But I have a feeling that because I didn't put any food out for a few days, they're probably gone somewhere else. But once they find out that there's a food here, they'll be back. And they usually feed about an hour before the sun goes down, and about an hour after the sun comes up in the morning, sun rises. And once one finds there's a food here, then the others would follow. So don't worry if you don't see any birds for a day or so. Once you put a new food up and you didn't put no food for a couple of days, they'll get to know it and they'll be back. And here we are next morning, as you can see down at the bottom of the screen, 7 a.m. in the morning. We got the first visitor to the restaurant, or the cafe. Here's a couple of more. Once they find out there's food there, they're going to start coming, and when the other birds flying by, they see there's activity going on the feeders, they will come down and investigate, and they'll eventually get used to it. There is constant supply of food there, and they would all come back. It takes a bit of time, 2 or 3 days, and you would start getting birds on the feeders. The sun is shining onto the camera, so let's have a look later on. Here we are, 2 hours later. There's a constant activity. Little robin in the suet. Like I said, once the other birds fly by or perch on a tree nearby and they see there's activity going on in the feeder, they would come down and investigate. and eventually you get all variety of birds coming into your garden. Long as you got the right seeds. Oh, here we go. The robin smashed into the camera. These blue tits are constantly feeding, non-stop.